Hello everyone, my name is Idako Victor from DE-VICKSGEOSPATIAL, and today's module we'll be having an intro to some of the GIS data sources. We'll be having an overview of what the sources are, and we'll be making use of one of the data sources, and the source data will be sourced from one of those sources will be used in the next module. So it's nice having you around. Let's ride on. Like we know, there are various GIS sources. The list is endless. These are just some of the GIS sources, and we know we have vector GIS data as well as the raster GIS data, and we'll be discussing some of the sources for the vector GIS data, and we'll be also discussing some of the raster GIS data sources. And first on my list at the left hand side we have the Nigeria Humanitarian Data Exchange. Here it's a platform for humanitarian services. One could source data, geopolitical data as well as humanitarian data from this source. The next is the DE-VICKSGIS. The DE-VICKSGIS, it's a source where we could get both vector as well as the raster GIS data. Then we have the Openstreetmap. The Openstreetmap gives us the opportunity to download various data, different types of GIS data, the road network, facilities, utilities and services, and other GIS data. Then the Google Earth. The Google Earth enables us to source data from the Google Earth platform. We can digitize a particular area of interest and source those vector data. And on the other hand, we can also save the satellite imagery, and it will be referenced in the GIS environment. So let's look at the individual GIS data sources, and let's see how we could get our data sourced from them. First is the Nigeria Humanitarian data source, and here, although at the top here we could see Nigeria, it's not limited to Nigeria alone. If you are watching this from a different country or a different continent, you could use the search option and source data from your country or your continent, or use this location here and also search for the location you are interested in, and as well as the type of data and the tags you want to select to make it easy for you to get the particular data of your interest. And here from the Nigerian Data Exchange platform, we have this data on the first section, and at the end of this module we'll be downloading administrative boundaries of Nigeria, and other comma delimited files, Excel files that we'll be using for our next module. This is just an intro to the Nigeria Humanitarian platform. You can, like I said earlier, it's not limited to what it can be viewed on the screen. One could search and geotag and specify the formats as well as the location and the featured, then search for the particular data one is interested in. Then next is the DE-VICKSGIS. Once you Google DE-VICKSGIS, it brings you to this platform, and this platform you get to the free special data. And here we have different categories of GIS data. We have the country level, global climatic data, species occurrence data, crop, and high resolution satellite imagery, the Landsat. Let's look at the country level, the data at the country level. Yes, here at this point, one could search for a country of interest. You can search for any country of your choice and what type of data. We have different subjects one could search for, and if it's available for that particular area, for that particular country, you can get it downloaded. This from the DE-VICKSGEOS data, and like from what we saw in this previous slide, one could download digital elevation data, which is a raster data type, and as well as vector data. Administrative boundaries are vector data, inland waterways, water, road network, rail, and population data is a raster data. So we have the administrative areas which one could download. They have vector data sources. Then inland water also are vector data sources. Roads are vector data sources. Railways are vector data sources. Then elevation, land cover, population are all raster data sources. Then the next is the Openstreetmap. Having searched for Openstreetmap on the Google platform, it will bring you to this option here, this platform here. If you have a username, you can log in and search. Here is the opportunity to search for a particular place of interest. Once you search, it takes you to once the name is recognized or is in the Google database, Openstreetmap database, you could search for it and it takes you to the location. And to download data from this source, you go to export, you click on GeoAfric Brick Downloads. Then here we have different data by regions. We have Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia and Oceania, Central America, Europe, North America, South America. Let's say you are interested in Africa. Once you click on Africa, it opens up Africa. You can select an individual country from the African continent, and you can get the data download. Like from this platform, the various download option, we have the Openstreetmap the file pbf.pbf. We have the shapefile, which as a GIS specialist you should know of the shapefile. Then the other one is the osm.bz2. So one could, if I'm interested in Nigeria, for example, I would then download that of the data from Nigeria, and it gets it downloaded. Then these are the three major vector data sources. Then the next is the USGS Explorer, the United States Geological Survey Earth Explorer. Once you Google it, the first option is the USGS Earth Explorer. And you click on it, it brings you to this platform. Here, once you are first, you need to select what method of selection. Let's say we are interested in the address, and at this point you search for, let's say, Nigeria, and you click on show. It pops up the latitude and longitude and the name of the place, the address. You click on it, it zooms to the particular area of interest, and at this point you can do other data selection. You can set the search range, date and year. You can also specify the land cover. Let's say we want 10% land cover, the maximum. Then once you are done with the year, for at this stage you'll be leaving this point as default. It gives us the information in their database. We click on data. Here in Nigeria, I think we are only opportune to have that of the Landsat data to be sourced from this platform, and the digital elevation to be sourced from this platform as well. And like I said earlier, this module is just an intro to the various data sources that we have. In subsequent module, one will go in detail into these platforms. Once when the need arises, we'll get here and download the data. And the last data source is the Google Earth. And the Google Earth helps us to visualize as well as source data from the platform. And one could source vector data as well as raster data, like we saw on the slide. The vector data, we could bring out lines, polygons, and polylines on an area of interest, as then save those data type in using the KML or the KMZ, and the Arcgis has the ability to also recognize such data type, and it can be converted to a shapefile, as well as the satellite imagery. Once an area of interest is being identified, you could put some station known points, for at least 4 known points on the satellite imagery, as well as save the image, which will be georeferenced in the Arcgis platform, and subsequently being used for whatever purpose that we have. So here is the Google Earth platform. The Google Earth can be downloaded directly from the Google sites. One could search for Google Earth download, and you see Google Earth Pro Desktop, and you click on it, follow the guide, and you get it downloaded and installed in your platform. This is what the Google Earth looks like. One can search here for a particular area of interest. Let's say I'm interested in Kogi in Nigeria, Kogi State in Nigeria. I could search here, and it pops up some options for me. I'll select out of the first 2 options, and I'll search. Yeah, and here we go. Here is Kogi State in Nigeria. So this is just an overview of what we have, and like I said, in this module we're having an overview of what the various GIS data sources are. Then we'll also be downloading GIS data from Ultra Nigerian Humanitarian data source, and which will be used in our next module. So let's go to the Ultra Nigerian Data Exchange. So here is the Ultra Nigerian Data Exchange. Like I said earlier, one could redirect your search option. You could check some of the options you're interested in, and check the location you're interested in, check the data formats, as well as specify tags, and then search, and it gives you the data that are available with the search search you've defined. And here we have various data. This option class and this module will be downloading the administrative data of Nigeria. And like I said, if you are watching this from a different country, you could search for your own country and get it downloaded. So I'll be clicking the zip shapefile under the administrative boundaries. Yes, here are the administrative data. So I will download admin 0, admin 1, and admin 2. So these are the administrative data we'll be using in our class. Here it pops up admin 0. I'll save it, as well as admin 1 and admin 2. So if you are watching this from a different country, yours might be different from this expression here. You could just look at the metadata and look at, you can even download the data and look at what the content of the data is. But I know if it's an administrative bound data, you could have data for states as well as data for the various local governments in your own country. And this is the data we've downloaded. So in our next module, we'll be saving our data in a folder, and we'll be having an intro to what the Arcgis environment is, and after that we'll be exploring the data we've just downloaded in our next module. Thank you very much. It's nice having you. See you in our next module.